everyone. My name is Tabitha, and this is my daughter, Ladiana. Thank you. My wonderful husband's over there. His name is Jason. We stand before you today as a family who loves Orange County and the beautiful life we've built in this community. We currently live in Carborough and count it a privilege to raise our daughter in this community. I have called this place home since I walked through the doors of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill 25 years ago. But I grew up in a small town called Selma, North Carolina, where there were very few opportunities for families of color. I knew when I went away to college that if I wanted to flourish, going back to Selma was not an option. I'm thankful that I've been able to create a life here with the loving support of family and friends who have spent most of their lives in this community. Education is a calling for me, and it's one of the ways I've been able to pour into our community. For 16 and a half years, I was the program manager at Chapel Hill Cooperative Preschool, the first integrated preschool in Chapel Hill. I was able to meet and form bonds with families from various backgrounds who all had a common love for our community. Our daughter, Ladiana, was able to attend this school as well as our son in heaven, JJ. Ladiana is now a junior at Carborough High School, and there's no doubt in our minds that the Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools system has enabled her to thrive. She has a love for the arts, including creative writing. Last May, I made a career change and joined the Equity and Engagement team at Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools. This career change was inspired by Ladiana's participation in the Blue Ribbon Mentor Advocate Program, designed to improve the achievement of scholars of color. As an employee of Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools, I now have a deeper understanding of the amazing opportunities offered to families, such as mentoring, youth leadership, and college tours. Growing up, there were none of these opportunities available to me, and I'm so glad we chose to raise our family in Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools. In addition to the wonderful schools in the community, family is the tie that binds us here. As I mentioned, Jason was born here, and his parents live in Hillsboro. We've created so many memories over the years, and we've formed relationships with friends who have become family. And while we love visiting our families' homes, we've longed for a piece of our own where we could host. However, owning a home in this town has always felt out of reach for us. We realize that the trade-off for good schools and enriching experiences in a community is often high housing costs. But we were determined to try to buy a home in this community that we love so much. We first inquired about the Habitat program when we heard about it in January of 2019. Unfortunately, Habitat was only building senior homes in Hillsboro at that time. A month later, we lost our 2-year-old son, JJ, which changed our focus from home ownership to leaning into our wonderful support system of family and friends who held us up during that time. Jason Jr., or JJ, was a special boy. He stole our hearts from the moment we found out we were pregnant. In fact, my mother-in-law nicknamed him Bean before he was even born. When she saw the ultrasound, she said, "That's not a baby, that's a bean." And the name stuck. As the youngest member of the family, Bean was the highlight of our family gatherings. A month after his passing, his dad, Jason, had the idea to have Bean Night, to gather family and close friends, play games, have food, and reflect on memories of our son. It's hard to know what you need in life after losing a child. Having B night was so important because we felt like we were not alone in our journey. It really brought everyone together up until COVID, when we couldn't safely gather in person. In 2021, we decided to apply to the Habitat program for the first time, and they were building on Odie Street in Hillsborough. It was our heart's desires to live in Chapel Hill, but we knew that we had to seize the opportunity when we could. This time, the process seemed hopeful. We submitted our documentations and we were selected for a family interview. We were in the top 15 applicants, and we were excited about the possibilities of being homeowners through the Habitat program. Only 8 families were selected for that cycle of the program, and we were not one of them. Although we were disappointed, we knew our time was coming, just not that time. In the spring of 2023, we saw that applications were opening for Weaver's Grove in Chapel Hill. We submitted the initial application, but we were not as prepared as we needed to be and chose not to proceed. Last summer, I was helping a family member with the pre-approval process. My mother-in-law encouraged us to reapply. Third time's a charm, right? In July of 2023, around my birthday, we decided to apply again. It was a tedious process, but the Habitat staff was very supportive, and we knew we couldn't give up. On October 21st, we had our family interview, and we were told we'd hear something back after November 8th. One evening, Lady Anna and I, we were home, and Jason was at work when I received a notification on my Apple Watch that said, "Congratulations." And before I could open the email on my cell phone, I could barely process what was happening. When I opened the email on my phone, Lady Anna and I, we screamed in excitement. We called Jason and we screamed some more. I'm sure the neighbors didn't share our excitement. We just couldn't contain ourselves. Through tragedy and triumph, through all the no's, we finally received a yes. On November 18th, we had our orientation, and that's when we realized it was going to be a lot of work, physically and mentally. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis a few years ago, and I knew I would have limitations on the construction site. The staff and volunteers on the construction site have been incredibly supportive, checking on me to make sure that I'm okay, and changing my activities when we're working on something too strenuous for me. They've rallied around our family and have become another part of our support system, along with the other home buyers in our cohort. We are so close to making our dream of home ownership a reality, and we're grateful that the Habitat home ownership program has been a vessel to make this happen. We want to thank the Habitat team, the volunteers, and donors who consistently dedicate their time and talents to such an important cause. When we think about a future home, we envision it as a place where we can create new memories and experiences. We look forward to engaging with our community members and still being able to see the construction crew at least for a few years. We also look forward to honoring the past and hosting Bean Night in our home, a place where JJ would have loved to have grown and played. We can't wait to welcome our family into our new home, to hug, to pray, and to continue building a life filled with faithful persistence, gratitude, and support. Thank you for having us tonight and your support in helping families like ours thrive. Thank you.